We're all in this together and we're having so much fun, just kind of celebrating the show and what it means to all of us. And being back in Atlanta is a huge part of that. I had never been to Atlanta before doing this show. I'm sure you guys have heard, we did the pilot in Vancouver, and so we thought we would end up shooting the show in Vancouver. And then someone said, oh no, we're gonna move to Atlanta. And we went, Atlanta? Because shooting in Atlanta was really rare at that point. Now they shoot a lot of things here, but The Vampire Diaries was one of the first shows to kind of bring the industry to Atlanta. And so it's really fun. And just on a personal note, I live in LA. We don't get fall weather. We don't have like pretty trees that change color. And so just even on the bus right here, I was just saying to Sara, I was staring out the window, I'm like, oh wow, it's fall, look. Real fall.
Not the home goods kind.
Exactly.
So I think one of the many things that people love about the show is the characters have really like strong development, especially the women, which doesn't always happen. I think that you guys got a chance to be strong and courageous and, you know, sometimes very mean when your humanity's turned off. But, you know, could you explain what it was like kind of getting a chance to really like, I feel like play a strong woman character that I don't think happens as often as, hopefully will start to happen more, but not as often as we'd like.
I mean, I definitely, listen, her life was short-lived, right? But I will say my favorite part about playing her was she was the very first human to turn into a vampire. So as an actor, that was really fun for me because I worked with a coach and learned that, hey, however Vicky changes into a vampire is probably how all the other actors in all the seasons to come will change into a vampire. So that was really fun for me. You know, I think she was a little misunderstood. She was a little lost. She did get some redemption in the very end of the series, which was nice. But I always am fascinated when people say, oh, I love Vicky, she was my favorite. I'm like, wow, really? Because she's actually not even my personal favorite. I love the show, but I don't even know if she's my favorite character.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, Bonnie. Hands down.
Awesome. Sara, do you feel like your story, like obviously you were there, and then I felt a little cheated with your death. Like, you know, you went out and you know, I felt like you had more of a story. But were you happy with the way? Or did you even know? When did you find out?
I found out I think about 3 weeks before. About 3 weeks beforehand. So it was like a quick, you know, like prepare to die, which a lot of people, you know, did on this show. I think that was a very common thread for a lot of characters on the Vampire Diaries. We had a wall of dead that we've talked about in the production office, and there was a lot of good company on the wall of dead.
Can I just know a little bit more about the Aunt Jenna trash can thing? Because I don't know a lot about that. Do you even know about that?
It was explained to me that it was a trash can that got moved to put the headstone there, and then they put the trash can back. And
in real life?
Yeah, like they just moved a trash can to like. I was like, what a cinematic spot that trash can must sit in. I don't know.
And also, just for clarification, the Wall of the Dead was every character that would get killed off. It didn't matter if it was a series regular or just a day player, someone who was just in that opening sequence. Their headshot would go on a wall.
So there's like 2,000.
So there was a whole room where by the end of the season, every inch of the walls, almost going up into the ceilings, were just covered with headshots.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
Terrifying, fun. It's fun.
Sad.
I mean, I had like 7. I was like, what if Jenna was investigating on her campus and like stumbled into the vampire thing studiously? I don't know, because you know, she was in school. Jenna was in school. Stay in school, kids. I don't know.
Wait, do you mean like you were coming up with Jenna's storylines and ways for her to figure it out?
What if she could stay alive and be an investigative journalist? I don't know. But it was, you know, I got to have a lot of fun while I was here. But I think any actor who's about to die on a TV show is like, but wait, so many cool things yet to be done, but it was I loved my time here very much.
Would you like to at least gotten to be a vampire for a minute?
For longer, yeah, for longer than to be.
You got turned into a vampire and then you didn't really get to have any fun with it.
But you know, to get the old school staking as a vampire is kind of fun. So
Hey, that's how I died too.
yeah.
Nice.